council's new website costs approximately 300,000 to build. Please explain how this represents value for money.
The cost of developing the look of the website was nowhere near the figure. It was approximately £90,000. The rest of the cost is down to software and the like to enable the site to interact with local people, to allow them to report things like fly tipping, potholes, to enable them to pay their council tax online, just like we do when we buy our car taxes. These things really don't happen at the snap of fingers, but they have to be provided. The savings are really quite incredible and amazing. If you think that currently it costs £8 every time there's a face-to-face meeting and £3 for every telephone call. So at the moment, the council is spending approximately £500,000 dealing with 165,000 face-to-face and telephone requests for basic information. If those same people can get the same service and at any time that is convenient from them, from their home computer, their laptop, the community hub, or even a smartphone, it makes their life easier and costs us around 15p each time. That's 15p, not £3, not £8. As more people use the web to answer their queries and pay their bills and pass on information, it will pay for itself well within the year and achieve the savings year on year afterwards as an improved run rate. The majority of the upfront costs were made sure that people wouldn't just look at it, they would use it too. Every successful business knows you have to invest to save. That's the point of new technology. You buy the latest, make it as future-proof as possible and watch it pay for itself. Over the coming year, the new website will see more and more service online transactions rolled out, including benefits, rents, etc. And that time, local people will be able to manage all of their council transactions via the web. That's how it represents value for money. And if we think that around 85% of local residents have access to the internet, it really does make sense. With a lot of people working shifts and everything, people will really be able to access the web. And, you know, it is very user-friendly. We will look at the Civic Awards because feedback is a gift. So we will look at that. But to be honest, you know, I think it represents really good value for money. And if you look at other authorities across the country, how much they have actually spent on their web development, we really do come probably just under the medium of where they go. And it does range from millions down to probably about £80,000. But for what you get for £80,000, you certainly don't get the Rolls Royce of websites that we have here.
I think maybe I should start from where you just ended there, comparing it with other council websites. Or just before that, actually, there was a report in the newspaper very recently which says council spokesperson said it cost £300,000 and that wasn't complete. There was still some other things to latch onto it. And as you just rightly recited, stated Councillor McPherson's view about the website not being very accessible, maybe in that area, but we don't know all the areas. I think Councillor Little also has concerns where some of our residents can't actually access the internet at all because of other things there, so we do need to take that on board. The point, Mr. Mayor, is that I did compare this with other websites, other councils. In Southend, it cost around £94,000 for them to build their website. But then I compared another council, guess which one? Back in Dagenham, and it cost £300,000. I wondered whether it was the same supplier. You know, but be that as may, the point is that to spend this, the Spend to Save initiative means to spend taxpayers' money at a reasonable cost, not just at any cost. The money advisory services today stated that 18.2% of Thurrock residents are in poverty, they're in deep debt. And we are spending £300,000 on a website. Is it 300,000 or is it 90,000? And are you therefore going to correct the report in the Gazette?
The website. As I said before, the rest is down to the cost of the software and the like to enable the site to interact with local people. If we want to start comparing councils, if we look at Essex, they paid over £800,000 to develop theirs. And if you look at Southend, actually, until we know that we're comparing apples with apples, it really isn't fair because you don't know if they actually already had a more upgraded system and server that they could actually access and host the system on. It does represent money, good savings, because our people will be able to interact. It will enable us to save money. It will pay for itself within the year. I'm more than happy to come back here in 6 months' time and let you know how many people have actually accessed it, used it, and how much money we have saved comparing it to telephone calls and face-to-face. I'm happy to say that I'm happy to be held with this, and I think it does represent, once it's paid for itself, you've then got £500,000 rolling savings year on year. That, Councillor Odutola, is certainly not
significant, but it's savings at a cost. And that's where the problem is. You refuse to say that it's going to cost 300,000, it's cost 300,000, but I take what you said that it costs to build 90,000, but other added on costs is what's built up to this. So for Thurrock taxpayers, it is around 300,000, as you quoted in the, as stated in Thurrock Gazette. But to help these costs and these savings, does it mean that you're going to sack staff? Or does it mean that, and what you haven't also told us is the year-on-year running costs. My understanding of websites, Mr. Mayor, is that running costs will include staff time managing the information, software costs, IT costs, server and other hardware maintenance. Staff will maintain the website's effectiveness, redesign and maintaining online services. These are at another cost, and that cost is not embedded, or at least it's not clear. Are you able to explain where those savings are going to come from in terms of sacking staff, maybe, or these running?
I might be being completely daft here, and I could be blonde and it is dyed, so forgive me. But we actually currently have a website, so we currently do have an IT team. We do have a support currently in place. So I don't have to have added on costs. I will not be personally sacking anybody. What we are doing is working in a smarter way. And I'm sorry, but in the business world, you invest to save. I'm saying that this is repaid within a year, and if you look at capital expenditure anyway, the normal repayment is over 5 years, and that is looked to be a good investment. We are getting this payment back within a year, which I think elevates it to a super investment.
Question 3.